Russian trolls in the spotlight again. This time, U.S. politicians and the media are accusing them of spreading discord within American society, this now being connected to the recent Florida school shooting. Here's RT's Caleb Maupin.
When informing us about the alleged danger of Russian bots and internet trolls, American politicians have been very clear about the intent behind Russian conspiracies and sinister operations. They want to sow division among the American people. And one issue they've latched onto is the Second Amendment gun control debate.
Apparently, the Russians are very big fans of our Second Amendment. They don't particularly want a Second Amendment of their own, but they're really glad that we have one. The Russians would be thrilled if we were doing nothing but killing each other every day, and sadly, we are.
According to Facebook's security chief, the Russians don't favor gun control or oppose it. They just want to incite Americans against each other and make sure that we don't see eye to eye.
The ads and accounts appeared to focus on amplifying divisive social and political messages across the ideological spectrum, touching on topics from LGBT matters to race issues to immigration to gun rights.
So Russian trolls are inflaming emotions over any sensitive issue, guns included. But it looks like we can locate some Russian bots not only on Facebook, but who else is inflaming sentiments over that oh-so-sensitive Second Amendment?
They'll take away your Second Amendment, which we will never allow to happen. They'll take away your Second Amendment.
For some people, that might be obvious, but Trump isn't the only one sowing division.
Many in legacy media love mass shootings. You guys love it.
And then there's threatening messages against gun owners. A billboard in Kentucky has been vandalized with the words, "Kill the NRA." That must be the work of Russian trolls also. If you follow the premise, it seems like mainstream American media is also working for the Russians.
Left-leaning media outlets immediately calling for more gun-controlled, right-leaning outlets focusing on mental health.
Connecticut Governor Daniel Malloy says President Trump and Republicans have blood on their hands after the deadly massacre in Florida.
They call it gun control, but it's not. It's people control.
When any organization spends tens of millions of dollars promoting the interests of gun corporations to influence what happens in our elections, then yes, our democracy is a little broken.
Americans on both sides of the issue are now screaming at the top of their lungs. From the highest levels of government to child survivors of mass murder, accusations are flying everywhere. Now, if this is all just some big plot from Moscow, we really have a big problem here in America.
I have been doing this professionally in terms of, this type of commentating for 30 years now. And in 30 years, I think before the Russian bots came along, they've been saying the same thing every single time in my native Florida. So I know something about this. So if the Russians are claiming to take credit for involving themselves and insinuating themselves in this particular argument, they're too late. Because this has been going on for 30 years and nothing's changed.